Midwest, home sweet home in good old Indiana. Place of small towns, cozy families gather together, and fields of corn and rustic woods. But, like any town, there is a dark underbelly that often goes unnoted. We are part of that darkness. We lurk in the shadows to bring you the best in horror, metal, and stories of the grotesque. This is Blood in the Cornfields.
All right, welcome back, cellar dwellers. As always, I am Mark.
And I'm Ivy.
And we are Blood in the Cornfields. As my voice gives out. We are on episode 2 now for the franchise review for Wrong Turn.
Yes, it was so nice we had to record it twice.
Yes, absolutely. There's just too much. There's too much greatness going on for us to just leave for one episode. So
we have 4 more films.
Yeah, we're gonna right back into it. We left you with episode 3, so now we will be picking it back up for episode 4.
Yeah, part 4.
Yep. And
Wrong Turn, Bloody Beginnings.
Bloody Beginnings, which, I mean, is it really the beginnings?
Yeah, we'll get into that. It's weird, man.
That's what I'm saying. You can't pay attention to the storyline.
Nope.
And don't think that the title's necessarily relevant to the rest of the damn movie.
Don't, actually. It kind of sucks. Kind of makes me mad. But 4 was filmed or rather released in 2011.
So with 4, it's a little bit different because it's primarily in the snow.
Yeah, which is
a
cool.
huge difference. Yes, I love that.
I love the snow setting because, like, we got it for Black Phone recently, but, like, we have yet to see, and I actually was in the process of, like, years ago, writing a Friday the 13th fan horror film where it takes place in the snow.
Yeah.
Never happened, but someone beat me to it. Because there's just something about a snow theme that kind of brings an added element to the severity of the situation that you're in. Because either, and you'll see this in the movie, either you're going to die with the killers, like that are stalking you inside, or you're going to die out in the cold with the natural elements.
Yep. And then there's cool with the contrast from blood that goes on snow.
Oh, absolutely.
And, with the steam that comes off of dead bodies and, different things like that. So, also, the elements for, like, if there's couples and stuff, it's, like, colder, so you want to get huddled up more. You can throw that element in there and stuff, so.
Which is the nice thing about this. So, apparently, this film takes place in Colorado instead of West Virginia, where all the rest of them were.
Sure, why not?
So, in Colorado, it opens up with the boys, One Eye, Sawtooth, and Three Finger. Being in a sanitarium of sorts in Colorado where a lady's going in to work with them. Apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
And there's a doctor that's been experimenting. I don't know, experimenting is the right word. Been doing treating. Yeah, we're not sure. Yeah. But there's a lot of, like, kind of mentally unstable people here at the sanitarium. And anyway, the boys find a way to get out, and they're like 12, 10 at this point, maybe. They're rowdy kids.
Yeah, they are.
They're children.
They're a bit rambunctious.
And
they're all 3 to a cell, too.
Yeah. And it's like, why did you put the 3 kids? And they even explain, like, how these 3 kids became what they became. Like, I don't remember what happened to One Eye.
A middle child. He poked out his own eye with a fork. Ate it right in front of a nurse.
But, like, Sawtooth apparently, like, he started sawing his teeth up against the bars, and, like, that's how he got the really sharp teeth.
That's how they get the breakdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then the third...
I condensed this again.
Yeah, you did, you little munchkin.
So, yeah, with them being in the cell, they kind of go over... like characterization, explanation, I guess.
Well, and the weirdest thing about that is, like, Three Finger is described as, like, he chewed off his own fingers or some shit. And, like, each of the boys have, like, this weird ability where they can't feel pain.
Yeah, which I love how they just threw that in there. Kind of like how some movies will throw in the telepathy.
Yeah.
You know, just
By the way, they have superpowers.
Yeah. So they're doing they like dip their toe in it. They don't go full on like some of these other movies have and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? They don't full on do that. But yeah, they put in the fact that they don't feel pain.
Yep, and that's why they're able to do what they do and why they're cannibalistic. And like I do like though, like they communicate with another cellmate and they're able to grab, because this takes place in like the 70s or some shit.
Yeah.
They're able to grab this chick's like little hairpin out of her hair.
And so they grabbed her by the cage they were in or whatever and took the hairpin secretly and then kind of like hid it back in their cell. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they and I forget exactly how it happens. I think there's like because I know that the other guy across the cell, doesn't he throw it to him?
Yeah, he throws it
to him. So they didn't have it in the beginning. The guy grabbed her from the opposing cell across the way. He grabbed her and then like, oh, let me go, and then she leaves. But he's the one that grabbed it. So they're like, no, give it to me. Like we can pick the lock and shit. So the guy from across the hallway or whatever tosses it to him.
And it's kind of like this deal. Like if you can break yourselves out,
you're gonna get us all out.
Mm-hmm. And it does happen. They keep their end of the deal.
And then, everything turns into havoc.
Oh my God. And it's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
It is so funny. And it's so ahead of its time for like what? This was filmed in what? 2011?
Yeah.
Where they have this chaos going on. And they have classical music playing over the top of it.
Crazies pushing crazies in wheelchairs.
I loved it. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And I bet for that time it wasn't done as often as it is now. Like you see this shit in just about every mainstream movie. Yeah. But like for some reason this was very cute. I liked it.
Good.
I thought it was funny. They electrocute the one girl that was supposed to help them.
That was supposed to help them? Yeah. The shock therapy.
They kill her. And it was kind of funny because like they're doing it to this classical music. Which I guess, okay, let's be fair. Clockwork Orange came out in the 70s, 60s.
Sure. Yeah.
And it did the same thing. Mm-hmm. It put it to classical music. So, like, I guess you could technically argue this did it before that. But, like, yeah, it was very funny and very cute. Putting this, like, horrific scene to classical violence as she's being shocked to death. Yeah,
it was old. It was the old, like, inmates running the asylum type things, or the inmates running the show or whatever.
But what I don't get, where did all these inmates go? Because later on...
Yeah, they don't really get into that.
Later on, these three boys are the only ones that's left.
Yeah.
Did they eat them all? Like, what happened?
You don't know.
No, we don't know. And it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. So then while that's kind of going on, then, the scene flips to we meet basically the cast.
And this is in 2003. Yeah, because they backtrack and they're like, oh, yeah, this is in 2003. They're in fucking Colorado still.
I forgot, yeah.
And it's like, oh, my God, what the hell? Like, it pisses me off just a little bit. It's like... I don't know how they got from Colorado south to Virginia.
Who knows?
But whatever. That's what happened. I mean, it's not that far away, but still, it's like, what?
And with this one, again, you see the continuation of the lowering of the budget.
However, it has the best gore effects, I gotta say, out of the whole franchise.
Just the quality of acting takes a step down.
When they quarter the doctor, that was amazing.
Oh yeah, on the thing.
Yeah.
That's
we forgot
where
that
they raise the is it like
the
a
barbed
gate?
wire and it's the gate and like they quarter him, like they literally strap it to his hands and his legs, and the way it's pulled and the way that like it degloves him is like correct. That's how it would be if it actually happened. The gore effects were top notch in this movie, I think, in my personal opinion, very realistic.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a couple other kills that we'll get to in just a little bit.
Yeah. So, you have a group of friends that are starting out on like an adventure. They're supposed to go to a cabin on their little snowmobiles. And you've got some bitchin' music scenes going on.
No, you gotta wait though before that, which is my favorite part.
There's
the sex scene.
Oh.
With the two couples, but like there's a lesbian. I did not forget this, Mark.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lesbian couple, and then there's like the dude and the chick. And I'm just like, they're literally like only rooms apart from each other.
I know.
I was like, that's hot.
Yeah, again,
that's my fantasy.
Throwing nudity right off the bat.
Oh my God. But this nudity was holy shit.
Yeah, this is where the movies start to get into the softcore porn realm,
for sure.
And it's there for 4, 5, and 6. Mm-hmm. Definitely start to get the Skinamax a little more intense level.
100%, especially with the lesbian scenes, because like they don't do it but once, but they do it at least like twice, maybe thrice throughout the whole film.
Oh yeah, and the one guy that's peeping on them and stuff like that. Yeah.
I like them though. I don't know. They made me happy. They're also an interracial couple. So like the one chick was black and then the other chick was like Asian, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm here for this. I like that. I'm proud.
Sweet.
But yeah, like they go on their like little adventure, and then they take a wrong turn and they wind up at the asylum.
Yeah, because only one guy knows where the cabin's at.
And I like him. I like the sensible dude that knows what's going on, and he's the one that gets the worst death, I think.
Okay.
But it was funny at the same time, if it's the same guy we're thinking of. But yeah, they settle in at the sanitarium.
Yeah, because
why the fuck would they do that?
It's now gotten dark. They have no idea where they're going. So they see the sanitarium off in the distance. So they have to go there to seek shelter.
And the worst part is, like, the sensible dude is like, our truck's gonna get towed away if we park here, and it says like they will get towed,
Literally
and it's like,
get towed, yeah.
You have no no knowing if your vehicles are there by the next day. But they have like this cute little interaction and stuff like that, and they're being friends and shit, and like they meet up with this other couple that are with them and whatnot, and it's like, I like that. I like, for some reason, this fourth one made me care the most about all the characters. Because I could literally pick out each of them and be like, oh, it's this character or this character or whatever. Like, they each had a personality. Justin Bieber hair was like the more annoying one. Yeah. He was like the tough one. He thought he could handle shit. And then you had the one guy that was like the really nice, like, I don't know. He just was the most level-headed one. Yeah. You had the one girl that was more of a pacifist. You had the two lesbian couple, which are basically interchangeable, but like the one was the stronger of the two, because of course we have to put some sort of male-female dynamic to lesbian couples. Fuck you guys, but whatever. And then you had the other girl that was just kind of there, but like she was smart. She had a sensible purpose for being there. And then you had the one dude that was supposed to meet him at the cabin and got kidnapped.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, for me, basically, I mean, that's pretty much, you know, we'll get into some scenes and stuff, but that's pretty much the whole kind of scene that we've got going now, is they've now taken shelter in the asylum, but then they figure out that, you know, they come to meet, you know, the three brothers that have now grown up, and they're now, you know, living out of this asylum years later. Mm-hmm. And then they're kind of picking them off one by one, and then they kind of understand what they're up against, because they're cutting people up in the kitchen.
That was the best part. Yeah. Because they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, they didn't know exactly what's going on.
They basically, what happened was like they just heard a noise somewhere else. They managed to make it one night. They heard a noise. They went to go investigate, and oh no. The one guy that was supposed to be out there is dead.
Yeah.
That was supposed to meet us at the cabin or whatever. Which actually was Three Finger.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the same dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was weird. They never showed his face.
Yeah.
Like, you never got to know him.
That's true.
So, like, and then they send one girl out, this poor, the more smarter of the girls, to go out and, like, cross-country ski to go get help. I felt bad for her.
Yeah,
that poor girl. You're the fastest one. Go out and go get help. We'll get back to her.
Yeah.
And then they find out that like people are getting hacked up, And it was started out with Vincent's character, who also plays Three Finger. And like the one girl gets hung up.
Yeah, and then her boyfriend
tries to save her, the Justin Bieber guy, Justin Bieber hair guy. And he tries to save her. And I thought that was like the best effect because like they string her up by the neck with like the wires.
Yeah, and then that's when
he's like pulling on her. Yeah. Like, why would you do that?
Isn't that when they're literally sawing her head off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as they're pulling her.
And then he just stands underneath her and lets
he gets
the blood all over his face. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, no, I'm the tough one. Like, I can protect you guys. And he's like, no, shut up. You can't.
No, you can't.
And, like, he makes a big mistake later. But, like, all I remember is that, like, my favorite scene of the movie, the sensible one that did not deserve to die, the smart one, gets tied up and basically raped by the boys. Where, like, his, like, pants are being cut, like, near the crotch area. And, like, they start, like, carving off his nipples and shit. And they dip him in fucking fondue.
Yeah, they fondue him, yeah.
I fucking
love that. They
kind
of snack on him, yeah.
That was beautiful. I don't know. That was art.
Yeah.
That
and
made
the one
me
guy
so
even
happy.
said that they were turning him into fondue.
He's like, they turned him into fondue. And I'm just like, oh my God, they are. Yeah. I'm so happy.
Yeah, that's the thing about this franchise is like, you know, yeah, they're shitty movies, but they have they have their little interesting kill scenes and stuff like that, and you know.
They were creative. I like that. I like turning them into fondue. And it's not like the chocolate fondue that you guys are thinking of. It's like the oil fondue where you like, it's boiling oil, you put it in there and then like, you know.
Yep, you cook your own meat with the little skewer and stuff like that. Yeah, it was
and the fact that this guy's still alive and screaming while all this is going on, it's like, dude, how are you still here?
Pretty crazy, yeah.
It was good. But like, I don't know. There was like a little part of me that's like, you know, this was a rape scene, but done with the dude.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, because if it was a girl, it would be more expected. But it was a dude this time. So it was kind of like, oh, this is happening. That's interesting. They kill him by like ripping out his liver or some shit.
Yeah, at that point, he's pretty much
he's dead.
Yeah. And I mean, really... So it's like they're trying to escape. They're trying to, you know, decide, do we try and risk it to go outside?
Right. And
you know, do we fight against them?
And that's the other part that happens is like where they split off into two groups and they even yell about it. They're like, no, we don't need to split up. If we split up, we die.
Yeah.
And like that's where the Justin Bieber guy like finally corners them and gets them into a cell.
Yeah, because they have a grand plan that they're gonna, you know, capture them and
burn them.
They're gonna bring the fight to them. Yeah, and then they don't burn them. They talk them
because
down.
that one bitch talks them down and is like, we can't hurt them. Fuck you, bitch! You should have burnt them.
Yep. So then homeboy watches guard, and then of course they whip out the lockpick, and then he gets it.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was so funny too, because it's like the girls are huddled in like this other separate room because this is like 2 nights worth of shit.
Yeah.
And like they're huddled in another room and they're like, okay, this guy's protecting us. But then like he comes out with a sack over his head and they don't know it's him. They think it's one of the maniacs and they stab the fuck out.
Yeah, because they're, you know, running from these people and they lock themselves in a room. And then they had the door get attacked. And so, you know, they very much are in crisis. And then the hillbillies pull back and send homeboy with a bag on his head out. I
thought that was so funny because, like, they cut out his tongue and shit, too. And that's why he couldn't talk.
Yeah. So... Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about number 4.
Yeah, but the best scene was at the end.
At the very end?
Which was my introduction to Wrong Turn because you sent that Instagram reel to me.
Oh, with the ring on the snowmobile?
I didn't know what this franchise was until I saw that.
You said that? Yeah, and then they also see that the cross-country skier has died too. She did not make it. Oh,
she did not make it. She tried to, like, warm herself and then, like, the thing on the tree, like, doused the fire.
Yeah.
She's dead. She got frozen alive, and she was that close to the road.
Yeah, but I mean, it basically ends where you think there's going to be 2 people getting away. Yeah. It was 2 females, right?
Yeah, it was the strong black chick and the one that said, "Oh, we shouldn't kill him."
Yeah. She was like more the main one you'd call. Yeah, the one with the conscience. Yep, they're going to get away, but then no.
There's the barbed wire. Heads get decapitated.
Barbed wire again, so... and then you see kind of an aerial view and all that.
That was beautiful.
They're picking up the bodies.
I don't know. Something about this 4th film just did it for me. It was very good. I liked it. Not just because of the sex scenes, but it was good.
So then that brings us to number 5.
Which is supposed to be set during Halloween. Let's put it in quotations because it pissed me off.
Because it doesn't really have anything to do with Halloween.
You could have done so much with this. You could have done so many cool things atmosphere-wise. But this is where, in my opinion, the quality completely goes down.
Yeah, they spent their budget on Doug Bradley. Let's just be honest.
100%. They had Hellraiser to come, Pinhead to come in and be old-timer.
Yeah,
or the old man, or whoever the fuck
city
he is.
Set that they're in is
it's Bulgaria.
Pretty terrible.
So that was the thing.
Terrible.
That was the interesting thing too. Is like Luke and I were looking up like where was any of this set, and it's like literally part 5 was set in Bulgaria.
Yeah, it's
So it's in a European country. Of course you're gonna get Doug Bradley, who's in Great Britain. Just come on over. Come over here. We'll pay you good money. And he is the best part of this movie because the rest of this film is horrendous.
Yes. I mean this one, it's so Doug Bradley now is somehow like the
I don't know if
the
he's
caretaker for them or like the father figure for them. I
don't know if he's supposed to be old timer but young.
I don't know
because it's supposed to be a prequel still, and it's like
it's not really though.
Yeah.
It's just a variation of the story is what I look at it as.
Yeah.
But Doug Bradley is now the ringleader. The whatever you'd want to call it, the grandpa for them, and they somehow respect him, which is interesting, and he communicates with them.
Well, and he's such an asshole to him, so it's like, why do you even bother? Like these people, making you be this way, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think he just likes chaos. Mm-hmm. I think he just likes being a dickhead and a piece of shit. So, I mean, with this movie.
It's friends going to like a Burning Man festival.
Yeah, it's all Halloween. Like a ripoff of Burning Man where they dress like hillbillies. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to go to this like Lollapalooza / Burning Man type festival where it's like, the hillbillies murdered 200 people on this day. So now you dress in a hillbilly mask and you hang out downtown. Yeah. Which is weird because you'd think that there'd be like some wooded area where they'd have bands play with multiple stages.
Kind of like
there's none of that.
But
there's none of that. No.
They didn't have the budget for that.
Yeah, no, it's just basically people collecting around the fake downtown. That's obviously a
very fake film set. Yeah.
Pretty terrible. But basically, Doug Bradley gets arrested, and so the whole thing in the movie is they're creating chaos to try and get to him to like kill everyone, and you have Doug Bradley that's just basically in the cell like mocking everyone, saying like, "Oh, my boys are gonna get you, and
you're gonna be fucked. This is your last night." Blah 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 blah. And it's just like a group of friends. It's a group of friends again. It's like 4 of them or whatever, and like. They all, like, here's the thing with this particular, like, director, Declan O'Brien, who was the director for the 4th film as well. He does not like a happy ending. He fucking hates happy endings because this one literally ends with everyone dying. No one lives. No one. There's this really cool cop chick that's like kind of keeping everybody in check, and it's like, I can do this. I'm gonna stand up to you. And then it just takes her boyfriend getting like split the fuck open, and she's done. Yeah, she's done for the count. She also gets in like this weird saw trap where like if she lets her feet go, she kills herself. Yeah, because but she's also getting burned to fucking live.
Yeah, you have, the old man warning her, like, you better let me out now because, my boys are eventually going to get you. And then eventually they do. And yeah, they put her in the cell. Now they have her basically tied up in a way that she has a shotgun fashion underneath her chin.
Yep.
And she's on her tippy toes, so that way when she, rests her heels back, that'll activate the trigger pull.
Yeah, so
but
kill herself.
The reason she would do that is because they decide to light her on fire.
Right, either you burn to death or you kill yourself. Yeah. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah.
And so she decides to kill herself.
Yeah, 5 is again, storyline is not a big player in this movie. Budget is not a big player in this movie.
But the kills you might enjoy.
The kills, so even if you don't like the CGI or the level of quality imagery of the kills in themselves are very creative.
Yeah, and even though the budget for Three Finger and the rest of the crew,
and the makeup even.
Oh my God, they look bad.
Yeah,
like Luke said, he's like, they look so friendly. Because they're just, it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not to the quality of the last couple movies. It's not.
And they throw some softcore porn in there to kind of pique interest, and
it's very minimal.
Yeah, this one, I mean, I know we grazed over this one faster than the others just because
there's nothing to it.
Yeah, it is pretty forgettable. You get the whole premise of the movie very quickly. Mm-hmm. Good cop, bad cop. Oh, my team's coming to break me out, that sort of thing. But
yeah, I would definitely say the death scenes definitely have something going for it, and
they do.
And like Luke says, it's very. The thing is with Declan O'Brien is he does not like happy endings.
No,
he wants to kill everybody. There's no hope of any of these people surviving. Even Moe's the town drunk that's in there with them.
No,
nope. He gone. He does not live.
Yeah,
and he was a sweet guy too.
And he had a chance to leave, but he decided, no, I'm just going to stay around with the woman because she's alone.
Which I thought that was sweet. He was a sweet guy.
But he paid the price.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Should have listened to Pinhead.
Yep.
When Pinhead speaks, you probably listen.
Yeah, literally, Doug saved this movie.
And he does a good job in it. His character is very, I don't want to say stereotypical, but it's very obvious what his character is.
He's there to instigate. He's there to make everybody feel uncomfortable or upset.
Yeah, and then the whole the movie is the culmination of the Saw-esque ending of the girl deciding to blow her own brains out, and Doug Bradley getting satisfaction from that.
The one chick that gets blinded by Doug Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
And she's blind, she's wandering around, and then she gets picked up by the boys. And
at the very end, and then she's sitting shotgun, and he speaks, and she knows who picked him up.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because she was able to blindly walk away somehow, and escape, and then she's on the road, and then, of course, a vehicle pulls over, and at that point, you know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She gets into the car. Old Three Finger was driving, and Doug Bradley was shotgun, and then he talks, and then she knows she's fucked. And then she puts her, face against the window of as they're driving away.
Yep. So number 6.
Oh man.
I know.
Number 6.
So number 6 is just
this one's a big old turd with corn in it.
It's softcore porn.
It really is. It really is. The story is wow.
Minimal?
They tried to do almost a beginning type story of there's a family that's needing to feed itself and have new members come in. They're trying to keep the inbred line going.
And the thing is with 6 is apparently it's supposed to be a reboot.
Fuck, man.
It was supposed to be a reboot of the franchise.
And 6 starts out, so we'll kind of go. 6 startes out with you have they don't even
bicyclists.
They don't even fucking deserve names.
Yeah.
But it's the main character guy is now a relative and he's left with the hotel.
It starts off with the bicyclists, remember? They're going through the trail and they just get offed one by one.
Oh well, yeah, this is the one where they're in the not the sauna, but the hot springs.
The hot springs. So it's it kills off the people first, and then all of a sudden it switches over to these 2 separate groups of people.
Yeah, I glossed over the.
That's the thing that bothers me is because there was too many scenes going all at once, and I'm like, who the fuck are all these people?
Yeah, so so I should correct myself, and it starts off in the traditional fashion of the others, where
Kills
you
off
get
random
nudity
people.
right away, you get a kill right away, and then
with
you
the
get
hot springs.
Yeah, then you get the wrong turn screen dropping down, and then the story kind of starts off.
Which,
like, they go for like a shock value.
The wrong turn, like where they say a 5 or 6, is very funny, because when it was the 5th one, it was her hand. And it turns into 5.
Yeah.
That was funny. And then the 6th one, it turns into the IV.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's the chick with her head cut off and she falls, and then the other dude is like this.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
The 5 in the hand is very much similar to, for you gamers out there, Left 4 Dead with the 4. Same type of thing. But yeah, so when the story actually picks up, it's a guy that has his friends with him, and they're going to visit this hotel
that he inherited
somehow. And then you've got the innkeepers is this inbred,
very hot man.
Yeah,
he does not need to be that sexy.
And his sister or whatever,
also hot.
Yeah, so basically the whole story with this is they're trying to figure out, like, what do we do at this hotel? Because it's a very, famous hotel that hasn't been open in years, but still is active, so to speak.
Very active, because they had like a senior thing going on.
Yeah.
With that one horny old lady.
It's weird. And basically the brother and sister caretakers are part of the inbred family. Mm-hmm. And I'm glossing over this one.
That's okay. It's terrible.
You basically have the brother, we'll call them the brother and sister. They're trying to carry on the lineage with the sister. So he's technically a relative. So they want him to come back to impregnate the sister to keep the inbreeding going. Although it's watered down to a distant cousin now. So it's probably not as good as some of the fine close genes they got going. And basically that's the whole thing in this movie is you slowly understand that the couple is not good. They're evil and they have this motive. And I mean,
the characters aren't even that rememberable.
I know, and he's got a girlfriend that
he's very in love with. Yeah. He very much cares for her.
But then just all of a sudden is okay with going to their little inbred gathering and learning. He has all the family members. She doesn't. She stays behind. But what I'm saying is he's very much okay with going there.
Well, he gets drugged.
Yeah, and then banging her, and he has no problem with that.
Yeah, because then at the very end he's drugged and shit, and he's like, oh that's my kid.
Yeah, he then flips the switch, and now he's all bought in, 100% invested. Doesn't give a shit about his fiance?
Yeah, his fiance.
Doesn't give a shit about them. Now he's with this creepy inbred family that he hung out with for one night, and then now they magically poisoned him or spiked his
him, and
drink
he fucks his sister.
Or
the fuck,
it's probably his cousin. Yeah, the cousin.
Because what happens is his fiance kills the hot guy.
Oh yeah.
The sexy one.
Yeah.
That's the Mexican or whatever, and kills the brother, and he's like, no, you killed my kid, and then kills her.
No.
And then we thought that the one chick died because she got scolded to death. And no,
she's alive and primed.
Which, talk about that one weird kill, actually 2 weird kills, where the one dude gets fucked up in the head and the sister bangs him anyway.
Oh yeah.
That was awful. It wasn't hot. It was awful.
That was so hot.
He gets
his skull cracked. He's got one eye going left, one eye going right, and she's all trying to get him going. Him. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's ew.
I wanted to be ma'am, I don't think a vegetable's gonna get hard. So,
no, I know. I thought the same thing. I'm how are you going to get this hard? And the fact that she smothers him with a pill, I was why don't you smother him with your pussy? This could have been easily solved, and you could have gotten off, bitch.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. If you're not following along for this one, trust us. If you watch the movie, you're not going to follow along anyway.
You're not going to like it.
But it just, I mean, this one is the turd of all the turds for the movie.
It's not good.
I think it's the worst in the franchise because they're really just grasping at straws, trying to create this whole family, like, lineage story that doesn't even really make sense.
That bitch survives at the end.
I know.
And, like, she's got a half-scalded, like, Phantom of the Opera face, and, like, he's got her all up in that strappy chair.
Yeah,
and shit.
I kind of, like, you know, through the whole movie, I'm like, okay, the sister, she's creepy, you know, she's up to no good, but she's kind of attractive.
She's kind of hot.
But his fiance is way hotter than she is.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't go bang your cousin. I mean, she's like,
she's cute.
not bad.
She's not a 10.
No,
like the fiance
like
is.
yeah, the fiance's banging way better.
Yeah,
but like. He just then, up and leaves, and then now he becomes this, towards the end, becomes this devoted, I am now fully invested in this family, and we are going to now
how the fuck did this
impregnate you in the stirrups with your fucked up face, and, it just...
With three finger and
all watching with their cloaks on that, make no sense. Like, why do you have cloaks on?
Why do we need to do this?
Like, there's no Satan-worshipping rituals.
I mean, the nice thing about this one is it returned to cannibalism, because the fifth one there was literally no cannibalism in it except for that one part where like he kills the one girl in the fifth movie in the middle of the street and feeds her own intestines, and that was it. That was the only time that there was cannibalism. So this was a nice refreshing return to cannibalism in the sixth movie. But it was still a piece of shit. This movie was awful.
It was pretty bad.
I could live with never seeing this movie again.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. So, I mean, at the end, the fiance comes back and tries to fight off, and they have that whole thing.
And she dies.
She dies, and then you all don't even need to know the rest of this.
Yeah, it's all right.
So that would bring us to the last and final film, I guess they call it reboot, remake. I don't know. It's not. Just so you know, it's not.
It's weird.
I mean, the only reference to Wrong Turn is there's a comment someone makes in a vehicle, and I forget what it is.
It was literally, she says, "Oh, can we go watch a movie about inbreds?"
Yep,
cannibals.
That's the only reference to it. But
the writer of the original film returns, Alan B. Elroy.
Yep.
And in this case, it has Mike P. Nelson as director, who, as you guys know, is the director of the new film for Silent Night, Deadly Night, the reboot.
Sweet.
So he's just doing reboots left and right.
Yeah.
And this Wrong Turn was done in 2021.
Yeah, this one goes back to budget. We do have an established budget.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it doesn't have like really, really well-known actors. They don't have that part, but it's fine. Like the movie doesn't need it. There may be a couple faces that you've like vaguely recognized in this movie, but this one's a lot cooler because it's not hillbillies. It's not inbreds. It's basically these brutalish colony. I mean, they're a little bit archaic.
Yeah.
A little bit brutal. But they very much want to live their way of life and don't fuck with us.
They were here before, so don't fuck with us.
Yeah, they basically the lineage left when modern technology started to get introduced because they were like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like y'all are gonna
and they're not
killing
Amish.
yourselves.
They're not Amish or anything like that.
No.
They're more mountain men. They're like Norse people, but like they're living.
Yeah, they have their own society, their own court system.
Yep. They got their own utopia,
own utopia, yes. So, I mean, really, with this movie, you have a really good female lead.
She's good.
Yeah, and then it starts out, and then her friend, I forget what her friend is.
She's got a bunch of friends.
Yeah, they're basically, it's a group of friends again. They're kind of making their way through the woods. The first kill scene's cool because they're lost, and they're trying to, like, navigate, and then you don't know who threw a log. But there's a huge log that comes down.
That collapses that one dude's head in.
Yeah, he gets smushed with the log.
And it's the gay guys.
It is. Yes, it's the gay couple.
Fiance. And it's like, why are we burying our gays? Why do none of the gays survive?
First one to get it and gets the face smashed.
Fuck off, man.
Yeah. So then they're kind of like, oh shit, freaking out. And then they're kind of trying to find their way out of the woods and get to safety. and then they end up having to stay, and their shit kind of gets fucked with, and you think maybe that there's the inbreds are getting them and all that sort of stuff.
And the other thing that I thought about, which I didn't think about, because here's the thing, I'm gonna make a confession to you all if I didn't make it before. I did not watch this movie. I did not have a chance to watch this movie.
Oh, but I have several times.
Unfortunately, when we were trying to watch all these films, my grandfather passed away.
No.
So bummer. Sorry, guys. I did not get a chance to finish this one. This was like literally the last one I had.
Yep.
Sorry, he's been in the hospital for a while, and I decided I'd choose family over content.
Totally fine.
What I did is I basically watched Dead Meat's review of this, which apparently I had watched back when it first came out, and I didn't remember it at all.
Yeah.
So I watched that, and sorry I didn't actually watch the film.
Yeah. So no, it's fine. I can make up for it. No big deal.
Yeah.
So they're the gay gentleman, face smashed, blah blah blah. So they're now trying to figure out where the hell to go to get help. They get lost. They end up having to stay the night. They get the feeling that someone is, following them and all that sort of stuff. And then their cell phones go missing. So they start panicking because the other couple so there's like two couples, and the one girl is missing. And so they're freaking out. They're like, where the hell is she?
Yeah.
We need to find her. Or no, it was her.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so it was her.
Because it's the one with the glasses, right? She gets trapped in the hole or some shit, and the boyfriend leaves her.
Yeah. And so then they I forget how it happens to where the boy gets captured. Yeah. I forget that, man, I watch these movies again, like one after another, and they run together. But anyway, a guy goes missing. And then they see him being carried on like a log with his arms and ankles tied to the log. He's about ready
to become like a hog.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of hog-tied him, whatever. So then they confront these big guys in hoods with the animal masks on, like, hey, what the fuck you doing? And to make a long story short, they end up smashing one of the guy's face in because they think that their friend is, getting taken away and going to be murdered. So they smash his face in. The other one jets off in the confusion, and they're like now panicking, like, oh my gosh, because we killed this guy, but like he was going to kill our friend. So they basically are roaming around the woods trying to get out, panicky, and then they get captured. So then they get captured and brought into the base, we'll call it, of this colony of people that want to just kind of live on their own. And they basically go to trial. And they kind of, get found guilty, and they're going to be put into this little room thing or whatever. And they... one of the guys you're supposed to get your I think it's a see no evil, hear no speak no evil. So you're going to get one of those and then throw in this little... That's
right, because the other gay guy gets his eyes plucked out.
Yep, so they pluck his eyes out, and then the girl basically offers herself and says you can use me as a wife. And then one of the other guys is like, I'm good at design, and so I can, help improve your buildings. So then they stay.
Yeah.
And then with all this going, you have the father of the main girl. I'm not using names because I can't remember. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
The main girl that offered herself as a wife. Dad is behind the scenes been, looking
trying
for
to
her.
Find
trying
her.
to find her. Yeah. So while this is going on, Dad has been trying to find her. Well, she kind of sacrifices herself and joins this cult or this group of people, and she does become like the wife of the main character. And then her friend very much becomes
pretty hot. Honestly.
Yeah,
I think he's big and
he's a big guy.
But he's yeah.
But so that she's now become his wife. Her friend, who's the designer, has now joined the cult too. Yeah. And then Dad is kind of looking for her. Yeah. Well, Dad, through finding people in the town, has then kind of figured out what's going on and found a guide to kind of venture in. And they've got booby traps, so it's tough getting in, but eventually the dad does get there.
Yeah.
So we kind of get to the point where dad has now found daughter.
Yeah.
Through navigating some brutal, booby traps and stuff.
Yeah, because there's like a guy that takes them through there. And it's like a father and son. And they get fucked up.
Yeah, they get their face smashed in.
Yeah, that was awful.
So dad now stumbles upon daughter, but then daughter is very much playing the part and seems like willing to stay and, tells her dad basically like fuck off or whatever. And then they take dad captive and then you find out that she was just playing because she frees him.
Right.
And then they, go to the friend and they're like, hey, we got to get out of here tomorrow morning or tonight or whatever it was. Yeah. And he says, hey, I'm not going to go because these people accept me. And I finally, found my place. So then they pretty much escape. They endure, confrontation and, fighting and killing to kind of get their way out. But then they eventually get out. And the movie kind of goes to seems like a couple months later, if memory serves right.
Oh my God! Several months or years later.
Yeah, I think it was just months. I don't think it was years. I think it was just months later. But they're at home, and basically, the leader has tracked them down, and his wife.
And he looks normal.
And they also have Ruby, the girl that was that was in the movie. I think her name was Ruby or Ruthie or something. I don't know.
Ruthie.
Yeah. Is with them, and they're playing the normal part. They're not playing, the hill folk, like kind of cult type thing. And you find out that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And so now he sees it for the first time, and now he's like, oh, that's my child. Yeah. You need to come back with me or I'm literally killing your entire family. Right. So
this is where the multiple endings come in.
Yeah.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
So the ending that I'm most fond of is basically she's going to go back and she gets into the camper with all the others. And they make it a couple 100 feet before she just slaughters them all. She slaughters them all, kills them in the middle of the street,
and gets Ruthie out.
And Ruthie walks with her, and then the credits roll.
Yeah,
which is badass ending because you think it's gonna end bleak like the others. You think that man, she didn't get away.
Oh man,
he did get her. Now she's gonna live a life of
whatever the hell.
Having her child be raised by this, these people, and her having to, be with this guy. Yeah. Nope, she kills them all.
Which, it had that fake out ending before where she slaughtered her whole family.
Yeah, the dream
sequence where she imagined what was going to happen, and luckily it didn't happen.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
The other way.
So, this one, like I said, is this one's a good watch. You don't have to watch the other Wrong Turns. It really doesn't have anything to do with them.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Could have been a standalone movie, and you didn't even need to.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's very much a standalone.
It's by the same writer as the original, and it's like, dude, this would have been the better movie.
Yeah.
Had you have gotten this at 2003, this would have been above and way ahead of its time.
I do love my Inbred Hillbillies, though, so it's tough for me to say that.
That is sad. I do miss Three Finger and Sawtooth and One Eye. I'm sad they're not in this one, but it's also like, okay, well, you did something different. We got the wolf head, the elk head dude, and then the other one, the hog.
So
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, to me, it's fitting how the franchise ends. It's the best movie. It's the best ending. The Wrong Turn, newest one, is a legit movie that you can just watch on your own. But the franchise in review. The reason why I love this franchise is because you get a bit of everything.
Oh, you really do.
You really do. You get, you get the sex, you get the cannibalism, you get the creative kills.
And the nasty campsite, if you like Friday the 13th, this is the franchise for you, man.
You get the horrible plots, the horrible acting, the horrible scenery, the good acting. You get it all with this. And it's a franchise that just is not talked about enough.
It really isn't, outside of Dead Meat doing their retrospective of it as well. It's like hardly anybody's talking about this fucking franchise.
And if there ever is a franchise to own a Temu shirt from, it is this one. It is this franchise.
Where the fuck does that ear death come in? I only remember that from the second movie.
Oh, the ear?
Because like he rips off a chick's ear and starts eating it, and I don't even remember it in the first movie.
I don't remember that one in the first movie either.
That's why I'm really confused. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit, I don't remember.
Maybe it was from the fifth one because I remember he ate an ear. Oh no, he ate a dude's ear in the fifth one.
Oh, did he? Okay.
The cop.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man.
But yeah, so how would you rank these? We did this for the Friday the 13th film.
So like
what,
each individually?
Yeah, what would you rank each of them? Let's kind of go down the list.
So wrong. So for me, the original Wrong Turn has a lot of nostalgia, and I put it at the owning level with a 7.
Okay. 7.
Oh, and then are you going, or do you want me to?
No, I basically, the way I did my ranking was completely different.
Ah, okay.
I did mine as far as like from best to worst. So
okay.
Whatever you want.
All right. So then we'll go on to number 2. Number 2, I'm going to put a 6.
Okay.
I'm not as fond of, but still there's definitely parts I like.
Mm-hmm.
So for number 3, we're going to match it and give it a 3.
Okay. That's fair.
Yep. So with number 4, we're going to go slightly above and we're going to give it a 4.
Okay. Give it a 4.
Yep. So with number 5, because I really do enjoy Doug Bradley in this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it that one. And it's you have to understand that when you watch this movie, you should have watched the 2 shitty ones before it, so you should understand what you're really in for. So with this one, I give it a 5.
Okay.
And then with Wrong Turn 6, the turd of them all, I've got to be honest and give this one a 2. But it is very interesting too. Mm-hmm. I know I'm a hard judge and this is my favorite franchise, but I'm honestly scoring these in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. And then the remake, I score an 8. I score it the highest out of the franchise. I think it has a really good take. But yeah, these movies, I grade them in the overall scheme. You know, the acting is not great. Nobody's going to win any awards.
No one's winning.
Half of the kill scenes are very poorly done, but coolly creative. The sets in some of these, the CGI with weather added in, it's all rough to watch. Pretty rough and low budget. So I'm scoring it accordingly. You know, I'm really just grading it on that scale. So it's a pretty honest, brutal scale for even one of my favorite franchises.
All right, so we're going to go into mine then.
All right.
I know I did mine differently at first, but then I'm going to grade it based kind of like what you did from like, 10 to 9. So for me, the first one is a 5. Okay. I genuinely did not like
Makes sense, yeah.
It was such a slog to get through, and I just kept checking the time. It does have some
slow going parts.
Oh my God, I kept checking the time. I'm like, I can't do this.
And they don't keep the suspense up that whole time to make it more interesting.
It was so bad, and I don't care about any of these characters. They all sucked. And like
the hottest cast though.
Yeah. Oh,
the hottest cast. I think it's the hottest cast.
Okay, I'll give you
male and female. I think it's the most attractive cast.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But I am a sucker for Miss Douche-Coo.
She's very cute. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a 7. I love that film so much. It is so close to being like close to my number 1. It is very good.
We're close on that one. Yeah.
The third one with the convicts. It was so close. It could have been better. Okay. And I actually need to change this because I was not scoring properly. It's below a 7, and it's just because the ending sucked ass. The ending was so bad.
So below a 7, a 6?
It's a 6.
Okay.
It's a 6. Okay. It made me mad. I did not like the ending. I felt that was a cop out. If they would have just left it with like a good cop letting the other dude go, like it would have been fine. There was no reason for them to have to come back to the money.
I know.
Honestly.
Just to make it dreary.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
4, I really liked a lot.
You did like 4.
I gave that one an 8 just because, I don't know, there was something entertaining about it. And yeah, the sex scenes were nice. But no, there was something just entertaining about it. It added more stakes, especially with the winter setting.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something more bleak about the winter.
Sure.
And especially because we're in winter too, and like the bleakness of the world kind of matches it. I was definitely feeling 4. 5. It's above the 6th one because the 6th one is definitely the worst of the franchise. 5 just was so bleak. Like, why didn't we let any of the characters live? There could at least been one survivor, but no. Declan said, nope, we're in Bulgaria. We don't give a fuck. So that one's a 4. I didn't really like that one.
No, that one's...
And then 6 was a 3. Oof. That one's the worst of all of them.
That one's a tough watch. It's tough to make it through that one.
I will give the Bulgarian director that they actually got. He was actually from Bulgaria. Some credit because he did some kind of interesting shots.
Okay.
I liked when he did this kind of interesting mirror scene, and then he also did the dream sequence with the animatronic deer. Was very interesting. I like kind of the more artsy shots that he tried to do, especially when the one girlfriend woke up. He did the whole thing where like it follows her waking up.
Yeah.
He did some unique,
something a little different.
He did some unique camera work, and I'm like, okay, he's trying to be artsy, and I like the half underwater shots too. Was really hot. I had my whole thing.
Yeah, the titties underwater.
That was really hot. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is really good. But like other than that, it sucked.
Yep.
And then the last one, even though I didn't actually officially watch it, the remake, I'm getting an 8.5 because it was a solid story. It was good. I don't like the multiple fake out endings. I thought that was kind of lame, but the story as a whole, if it wasn't Wrong Turn, is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful movie. It looks great. It has great gore effects. Mike P. Nelson did a great job, and he did a good job in Silent Night, Deadly Night too. I know you didn't see that one yet, but like, it's good. I think it's fine. The people that will be recording an episode with later thinks differently, and that's totally fine. You guys be you, and we love you guys for it.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at.
That's kind of some of the feedback though that I've gotten from some people is like, we grade movies like honestly, and like I said with, I think it was the episode before this one, like I'm gonna be polite because first of all, like if I score your movie not great, but that still is under the understanding that like you made a movie, I fucking didn't. That's just where the story ends, so, but I'm got to be honest. And if something's shit, then I'm going to say it's shit. And then whatever, if I piss someone off, I'll deal with that later. But
sorry, but like, it just wasn't for us.
My response is going to be like, okay, that's great. You made a movie. That's your one up on me. Definitely. But it doesn't mean that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And like, not every movie you may make is a bad movie. I certainly am not paid for my opinion, so you can take it with a small amount of weight that it may carry to you. But like, I'm not going to lie to people. I'm going to be brutally honest. And when I say I like a movie, I fucking like a movie. If I say I don't like a movie, I don't like a movie. I'll try to do it the nicest I can, but ultimately I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, don't lie about it because that's the whole thing is like you're a film critic. And if you're a film critic, you say your truth. Yeah. And if it doesn't line up with other film critics, it's like, okay, well, I'm not them.
Yeah, exactly. So, just I don't know why. I just wanted to kind of spit that out there. So
it's important because like a lot of people like to form their opinions based on their, the people they watch.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like you can form your opinions around people that recommend movies to you, but like you also are entitled to your own opinions. If there's a movie that we really like and you're like, no, this wasn't it for me, that's okay.
Yep.
That's all on you, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, absolutely. So
now if you came up to us and were like, oh, that movie was shit, why did you guys give it a 10 out of 10? And we're just like, I don't know. Why? What did you not like about it? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can tell us, and we would just be like, okay, well, that's an interesting take. We didn't think about it that way.
It's like, understand, I'm coming from the perspective of my favorite movie in the entire world is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So
right,
you can go from there. So I know we're getting towards the end, and I'm going to switch gears.
Yep.
And we're going to throw a little bit of a curveball because we wanted to kind of address something or talk about just a scotch, because it is something important to us. It is important. So we end every episode by basically saying, look out for each other. We throw that in our little tagline, and we do mean that. We do. We're big on respect for other people. I'm literally kind of looking out for each other, especially in these times that
whatever
we
the fuck
find ourselves in. It's really hard to find humanity out there. It's really hard to kind of not see people getting fucking murdered on social media, with whatever you believe in. I don't really give a shit, because it's not about that. There's like human lives that are being lost. And it's happening every day. It's, all over the fucking news. And I really feel that a lot of this world tries to pit us against each other. Yeah. And I'm not about that. We're not about that. We're about respecting each other, loving our differences. I think it's great that so many of the people we interact with do not come from a background necessarily that I do, or like a lot of things that I do. I absolutely love that. To me, it's great. I seek those people out in my life because I don't want just plain Jane people. I don't want people that are the same as me. I want different, and I want different in all aspects. So
it's kind of what makes the world go.
It is definitely. So basically what we're just getting out to everyone is to really take a step back, like really think about respecting yourself, respecting others, looking out for each other, understanding that this world is going to not give a shit about you a lot of times and chew you up and spit you out. So really, I keep saying it, but I want to drive home the looking out for each other and just trying to escape some of this shit reality and listening to us and hopefully laughing and kind of remembering to rise above a lot of this shit, because so much out there is designed specifically to drag you down, to keep you enclosed, and to keep you how they want you to think. Right. And please don't do that. But you can chime in. I know I've been rambling.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's nice hearing from you because, as a person that is half white in these trying times, it is a little scary to even just go outside sometimes. Because it's like, oh, I could be racially profiled, and who knows, I could be taken away. And if that happens, I've told Mark and I've told Luke, I'm like, just keep this going. Like, my biggest thing is just like, I just want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. I want to make sure you guys keep on laughing. You guys still have a good time. You guys understand that horror is important.
Oh, yeah.
Because horror, as Stephen King says, like the fake horror, helps us deal with the real life horrors in life. And we need that. We need the laughter. We need to be able to, look at the ridiculousness of some horror just to kind of have a fantasy to escape. Sometimes we need to become the villain in order to, escape that reality of us being the weak person that's being hunted. So
absolutely. And I've actually done that personally. I have not been on social media as much. I've not leaned into it nearly as much. And I have started watching more horror movies. Like literally you text me about, or I text you, I forget about Mother of Flies. Yeah. And then I responded back with, I'm literally watching it right now. Yeah. So I've, ate my own words, and I have checked out from social media, and I just think that it's a good thing for us to do, and I'm turning into practicing what I preach. I am watching more horror. I am doing more research for you guys. I'm, looking into other guests and different things like that, writing reviews. And I'm trying to kind of also build up my own business to sell collectibles and different things. I've been working on that behind the scenes that hopefully I'll have more info for you guys. So I'm choosing to step away from it, but not ignore it. And so like mentally my brain knows what's going on, but I'm kind of dejecting, and that's my way. And I'm leaning more into doing this other stuff. So, but we really want to just drive home that our tagline with looking out for each other.
Yeah. So with that being
Yes.
said,
Look out for each other and good night, cellar dwellers. Bye-bye. Stay safe.
Please.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Yeah, don't do that shit.